Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Oh my God, this is the brand new year, brand new week, brand new decks. It's kind of interesting that, I think it's cool that the new year is starting on a Sunday. So we get to start our New Year readings, right, with a new deck and a new week. It's like kind of cool alignment. Anyway, sorry, I was just kind of thinking about that before turning the camera on. My name is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate them. This is the weekly forecast, so it's originally created for Sunday through Saturday, so it's from the 1st of January 2023 to the 7th of January 2023. Each of these cards is going to represent for maybe a day or two, three, depending on, how fast you're moving through your week and the energies. You might experience all of these cards and then some, or, you might only experience one of these cards. So you kind of, with these weekly readings, you take what feels right and leave the rest kind of thing. What was I going to say? For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is what decks I'm using currently, and how to follow me on social media, and also to contact me if you ever want a private reading. I do those. They're payable via PayPal. And you just reach out to me either via my Facebook business page, or you can even message me on Instagram. I'm not a big poster on either place anymore, but you can find me there. I will never reach out to you, so if anybody pretends to be me, keep that in mind. I don't solicit readings ever. I don't solicit people for readings ever. You have to come to me. And then simple ways to support the channel. By all means, please hit that thumbs up button. Share the video out. Subscribe to the channel. Let people know about me. Leave me a question or comment. I appreciate all of that. I do read them all, and I try and respond if I can. I'm a small but mighty channel. So let's set the intention. As I shuffle these cards, what do we want to see in 2023, guys? Hopefully some of you guys have reflected on that. We also have the full moon coming up at the end of the week on Friday. So there's some cool stuff going on this week, I think. But we'll see what these decks give us. I have some new decks to work with, and I'll tell you all about them as I reveal them, so to speak. Sorry it's taking me so long. These cards are a little stiff, and I just kind of want to get some energy into them. So what do we need to know for the 1st through the 7th? Oh, that's the other thing I want to say. And you guys that watch me regularly know this, but if you're seeing this video outside of the date that it was created for, that's okay. I believe readings can be timeless. So if this makes sense to you, by all means, utilize it. Like even if you're watching it in 2038, go ahead. All right, so let's see. What do the cards want us to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to be aware of? What can we make the most use of? What's going to be out there for us this week? And these are broad spectrum readings. You have to figure out if and where it applies in your life, which I say that normally, so. And away we go. Here we go. All right, 2023, what do you got in store? Let's see what's going on. We're going to just check the bottom of the deck. We've got the Prince of Wands. Beautiful. All right. And I should look. I'm assuming Prince is like the Knight of Wands. Let me just double check that just to make sure. Because these decks, they title things both. So we have Princess, Prince, Queen, and King in this deck. Okay, cool. So we have the Knight of Wands underneath this. So new fervor, I'm going to say that just out of the gate. I'm going to say that's like the deep down subconscious energy, maybe excited about new opportunities, ready to charge into the future. Certainly, let's just look at that design really quick. He is charging into the future on that bird. All right, so let's get into the beginning part of the week. We have the Six of Cups. What a beautiful card. I love this. So Six of Cups is obviously emotion. Sixes are about balance, right? It's the element of water. I like this because there's, I'm going to say this. I feel like maybe as we enter into 2023, or at least in this week, or whenever you're seeing this reading, right? It doesn't have to be in the entry into 2023, but for those of you that watch regularly, that's where I'm speaking from. I expect this gives me a very calm feeling. The water's calm, the grass is even calm, the cups are lined up, there's 4 at the bottom, 1 on top, and then they're sharing the 6th, right? 6 of Cups is always about balance. It's about, in my opinion, it can be about harmony, it can be about nostalgia, it can be about being around those that we love, or at least being grateful for those that we love, reflecting upon those relationships emotionally and feeling good about them or in harmony to them. When I look at this, though, I get this funny thing with the boats in the background, which is not really, I feel like there's a fondness here, obviously, because it's the 6 of Cups, but it feels like there's also a distance, too. Like the boats are passing each other. So, where I want to take this is it might be that some of us are reflecting on our relationships in the beginning part of this week and looking at them through the lens of harmony, ideally contentment, or at least with all of these butterflies too. Where's my pointer? All of these butterflies here make me think that even if our situations aren't maybe necessarily in harmony, we're trying to figure out how to get them there or transform them to that, right? I don't know why, but these boats are making me feel like things are at a distance right now, or things are sort of maybe separated, but we're still able to like look at things with an open heart. Maybe even though we may not be necessarily interacting with our relationships or with people around us or with the situation around us, I think that maybe we might be giving ourselves a break in the early part of this week, or an opportunity to get back into emotional balance, a peace, a tranquility, a sort of even maybe moments to share. Like even if it's like over long distances over phones. I don't know why I'm getting long distance from this card, but it's definitely making me feel like if we are doing any connecting, it's still from a distance, but it's like a harmonious distance. It's pleasant. It feels at peace. It feels, even when we looked at that bottom of the deck card, the Knight of Wands or the Prince of Wands, to me, it's like we're heading in with a fair amount of optimism into this week, a fair amount of like willing to take action and feeling good about that action, or feeling in alignment to that action, right? And in balance with that action. And so allow that to be your guide in the early part of the week. Let's go to the next card. We have the High Priestess. She's kind of fierce. This is Piscean energy with the 6 of Cups there. Ooh, guys. I would say that there's a fair amount of optimism going on emotionally for us with these cards here. But there's also a lot of intention, sometimes secret intention with the High Priestess. Now, this is our midweek card, and we're getting close to that full moon, and I believe the full moon is going to be it's the cold moon, and I think is it void, of course? I think it might be void, of course, because that's Taurus, Gemini, and then it goes void. Interesting. I don't know exactly what that means, but I think the full moon on Friday is going to be void, of course. So I think that by Wednesday, Thursday, maybe this card kicks in where our intuition is off and popping, let's just say. I think that we're going to feel empowered. We're going to definitely be emotionally connected with this 6 of Cups at the beginning of the week, but I think that we're using that emotional connection and balance to inform our decisions that we make throughout the midweek. And I would suggest that this card would suggest that we're probably making very intelligent, hopefully spiritually aligned decisions from a place of intuition. We don't necessarily have to consult others when the High Priestess is around, is my feeling. She's always kind of very secretive. She's a pillar card. She doesn't necessarily get rocked or bow to anyone. She's kind of like the female counterpart to the Hierophant. She doesn't answer to anyone. She doesn't need to. She's the High Priestess, right? She has her own wealth of knowledge. She has her own spiritual connection. She has her own intuition she relies on. And so I think that we should feel empowered by the midweek to either make decisions, choices, choose paths, directions, whatever's going on for us. However we're looking at this, the High Priestess, be listening to your intuition, essentially. Be listening for the deeper sort of meaning in things, not necessarily from others, but more from ourselves internally, right? What are the voices in our heart telling us rather than the voices in our head? Or the voices from our spirit or from our intuition, what are they telling us rather than the voices in our head? And the reason why I say it that way is because of that Six of Cups in the beginning of the week. There is some sort of, I don't know, transformative emotional sort of reconnection or renewal that we're in right now that will enable us to access, I think, this High Priestess and make important sort of decisions, choices, steps, plans for the rest of the week, or maybe even for the next month, the next year, who knows? But she is definitely aware, insightful, in touch. She's not necessarily looking for like a helping hand or outside advice at this time. I feel like we might really be owning our own counsel and okay with that today. Let's see what the end of the week card is. It is the Princess of Cups. It's a watery week, y'all. All right, so it's all water, all associated with water this week. So first off, I love this deck. This is the True Heart Tarot by Rachel True. She was the actress that was in The Craft. So I had to buy this tarot deck because I love The Craft, the movie. And so I just want to shout that out really quick. But we're taking our cup and we're moving into whatever decisions we've made with a little bit of optimism, a little bit of youthfulness, right? Because this is going to be like the Page of Cups, right? Which is one of my favorite cards of the deck. It's the outside of the box thinker. It's the daydreamer. It's the magical thinker that, maybe doesn't march to the beat of everyone else's drum, right? He or she is open to the universe, open to their feelings, open to the intuitive hits that they're getting. And with the High Priestess and the Six of Cups at the beginning of the week, we should be all about the feels this week and embracing how we feel, even if it's not all high and great and easy, right? But allow those feelings to inform a little bit. Allow those feelings to open the door to the soul, right? To the spirit, to the High Priestess that's in the midweek. Because that part of ourselves, which we all have that aspect, wants to come in and wants to, I feel like, guide us. Especially with this Page of Cups at the end of the week. Like, we're ready to take what we know, what we've learned this week, and move into next. And also with that Knight of Wands or Prince of Wands underpinning, this at the bottom of the deck. There is action to be taken, but first, emotionally, we're sorting some stuff out and connecting to it spiritually and understanding it, and then opening up our mind to possibility, to daydream, to believe by the end of the week. And I love how she's got her cup here, right? And she's moving into the future with it, right? Staring at the cup, not at like where the cup's not at, or not at, it's almost like she's manifesting it by staring at the outcome or the goal rather than the journey. Does that make sense? And I also love that she's kind of beachy and chill and easy. Like, we don't have to rush there. There's no hurry, is my feeling with these cards today. I mean, we have even this card here, when I was telling you everything felt peaceful, including the grass and the way the cups were set up. There's not, yes, we have this desire to move forward. Yes, we have our friend on his Firebird that wants to get going. But my feeling is right now is a time of emotional contemplation, understanding of one's own emotions, letting that information inform us on a higher sort of, spiritual level. And it doesn't have to be bad emotions. It doesn't even feel like this is a bad emotional week. It's just to me, it feels like it's a week where our emotions can really key us into some really intense spiritual wisdom that may inform our decisions about how we follow our next set of plans. Let's say that. That cup that she's holding right there is the goal, is my feeling, okay? So we could be there is an opportunity here to set ourselves up with our own understanding of what we know to be true, not only emotionally, but also spiritually from a higher self wisdom that we get to put into effect and move towards with ease, grace, balance, all of that good stuff, okay? And as we do that, I think that by the end of the week, we may be rethinking how we approach stuff with this Princess of Cups, but that's the whole point of the Page of Cups, is like, open your mind, open your heart. Where do we want to go? Like, that's the question. And then just look at the destination. Don't worry about the route that we take to get there. That's almost like the feeling that I get, like Spirit saying, like, if you want to go there, make it manifest. Like, look at it and believe that you have the cup already in your hand, and then just let the sort of the cup come to you. I don't know, maybe that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. And so I feel like the card, this ease that she has, this sort of grace that these cards have this week, are about, yes, it is about forward movement, but we don't have to rush or be impulsive. We will get there, and I'm getting this like sort of image in my head that like the ball will start rolling, but we have to like get our eyes on the ball first. That's the cup that she's holding. Now here's the Oracle card that I chose, and I chose this because 2000, let's just be honest, 2022 was a bit of a hard year for everyone. So I bought this deck called Absolute Affirmations. It's 44 positive affirmation cards. So we're gonna work with this one this week, or this month. And I love this because right out of the gate, it throws us, I accept abundance. There's money, love, beauty, roses, all kinds of stuff in there. So let me read the back of the card to you. It says, abundance is available to you when you expect and accept it. Abundance can come in many forms, including love, time, and finances. Claim it as your own and be willing to accept it when it comes. That's this idea that I'm telling you about with this cup. Is like she's looking at the cup as if, oh, I've got the cup. I don't have to care about how I get there. I just have to know that it's mine. I'm going there. I'm heading there already. That's some of that Prince of Wands underneath this, is like, we're already heading there. We have to believe that, and then just allow like maybe our emotional barometer or the good feelings to get us there. I mean, that sounds a little Abraham-y, but it's true, you know? I mean, it's funny. I just pulled this deck is going to drive me nuts now because when you take it off, you see the next picture. The next picture is I trust my journey. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with this Princess of Cups, is she's not looking where she's not looking down at the ground and studying like, oh, how the fuck am I going to get there? She's like, I just want the cup. I just want the abundance. The High Priestess knows how to get us there, but we have to access the High Priestess by getting ourselves into emotional alignment. Does that make sense, guys? And I'm not even shuffling the clarifiers yet. Let's see what the clarifiers have to say. And I'm wondering, leave me in the comments, you guys. Do you guys want me to switch up clarifier decks? Keep clarifying this year? Let me know if there's any changes you guys want to this sort of content. I like the Rider-Waite just because it's a smaller deck and it's very straightforward. That's why I use it to clarify, but we could also change up the clarifiers this year. I don't know. All right, let's see. What do the clarifiers need us to know? This deck with the Absolute Affirmations is I trust my journey is kicking my ass. Okay, interesting that this just flipped over when I tried to cut the deck was the Page of Wands. Lots of like, let's get going. All right, so we have Queen of Pentacles. Balanced, grounded, nurturing, manifester. But she's seated, right? I think, let's just do all of the clarifiers really quick. Seven of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. Wow, guys. All right, with the High Priestess in this bitch. Lots of divine feminine energy, let's just say that. Even with this Princess of Cups, right? Normally it's the page, but pages can be boys or girls. This is associated with the Princess of Cups. The Six of Cups would be a very divine feminine card too. There's a lot of emotional stuff here. We have the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I think, honestly, we're sorting through some stuff this week emotionally. Whenever you're seeing this video, you're sorting through some stuff this week emotionally, finding balance and transformation, maybe even secluding yourself from some of these situations in an effort to create abundance. Access the secret of your higher selves. Trust your own internal wisdom and knowledge and your own connection to spirit, your own connection to yourself. Grounding that from a place of authority, not only like 3D authority, but also emotional authority. Sorting out and like stop confusing yourself with too many choices or too many options. Just getting clear on the abundance that you want to have and then going after it. If that's for this year, the next month, the next week, or even a whole lifetime, this is the opportunity to take it. Call in that divine feminine energy that is within all of us, right? We have a mix of divine masculine and divine feminine. Let me, Lord knows I could use some of my divine masculine. I need to find it. I run on divine feminine. Unleaded, 76, divine feminine. And I love the divine feminine, don't get me wrong. But there is this idea of balancing the two within us, and I think that this is definitely a week where we are up in our feminine feels. But that's not wrong or bad at all, because feminines are nurturers, they are creators, they are, how life is born into the world, right? And so this is us maybe nurturing our creations of abundance and getting out of our own way potentially, or allowing other things, situations, people, things that we might be attached to emotionally that may serve to confuse us at times this week. We're finding clarity around that. And we're finding independence around that with these two queens and the high priestess, right? And then we're able to move forward in this sort of page energy, aware and new, with a fresh perspective and an open mind and an open heart and an opportunity to potentially learn as we go. But don't get so stuck on the route or how the route looks or the way that you're taking it. Open your mind and just trust spirit and then, bravely step forward. I hope that makes sense. This is the grounding stone for the week, and it's on obsidian, so it's a very deeply grounding stone, wards off all negativity. Really, really powerful, guys. It's the truth. What is your truth? What is your emotional truth? What is your spiritual truth? There's an opportunity for us to access that this week and to ground in that truth. What do we feel and what do we connect to from our higher sensibilities and awareness that empowers us to create in the 3D world and feel okay, nurtured, cared for? And what steers us away from that, or what serves to confuse us? In what ways do we confuse ourselves, right? All of this is going to be an opportunity this week to find a deeper truth within ourselves that allows us to truly create something wonderful, is my feeling, especially when we see the high priestess and these two queens. We also, cups and pentacles are very complementary to one another. So we have earth and water at work here in harmony, trying to bring us forward into, this new year or this week or the next month, however you want to use this reading for this timeline. It is really, really beautiful. And there's an opportunity to find your own emotional truth and spiritual truth in the midst of this. So grab it and run with it. Create that abundance. It's yours to be had, right? I hope that makes sense, you guys. Let me know if that makes sense. Leave me a question or comment. Sorry I was rambling a little bit. It's just, I don't know, it's the new year and all of that. So, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, so we'll see how this energy builds. Please like the video, share the video out, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave me a question or comment, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. This should be a really awesome week, judging by these cards, and I can't wait to see what comes next, so I will see you guys in tomorrow's reading. For those of you that tuned in today, thank you very much, and for those of you that tune in every day, I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing, and you're the reason why I show up here every day and do this. And so I really do appreciate it. And take care and have a wonderful week. All right, bye-bye.